Sounds good.
So do it.
Sounds good. One of my favorite things I've seen about you all is that the steel horse. Getting back to the steel horse thing for a second, and I had become familiar with the music without having any really understanding of this thematic thing, and that was fine. I mean, I didn't have a problem listening to it.
It's probably better that way.
Right. Yeah. And afterward, it didn't interfere with my prior thoughts about the songs. But one of the things that I read that I thought was really great was, and I don't remember which bandmate it was, but somebody did an interview where they said that you had said, oh, you know how the last album was about the war with the angels, and this album is now about the this, and they sort of were like, well, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not really.
That's probably Rob's thing.
I think it was.
Yeah, Rob Carson wrote this kind of essay after the last album came out, and it was just about how when those stories started coming, because we were playing the music and the music was developing, probably independently of that story, right. But gradually through these shows at a place called the Transact Club in Toronto, that we I can kind of remember that first time when I said, this song is about a robotic horse, and the whole band is like, what the fuck is he talking about? And so that was and it was interesting, because it was the kind of response we expected from most people, that they would kind of maybe dismiss it or something, and it's nice that
I think that reinforces the sort of universality of the songs. I mean, the idea that there's some appeal to them that's not based on this is a specific story or has some narrative. Or
I mean, so many people write, because I think they're pretty emotional. Like, to me, they when I sing them, they hit me pretty hard, and they're emotions that I was really feeling and that I still feel singing them. But they if I were to sing a song that was like, I'm really sad, right. Oh my God, I don't know, I can't think of a good, my girlfriend left me or something like that. Then
there's a tear in my beer and I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, like there's a real stereotype or whatever, a tiredness to doing that this allowed me anyway, and I think people listening to it too. Access those emotions without feeling like, oh, this is a cheesy thing on it.
Right.
And maybe people think it's an even cheesier thing on it, but I think it when you're talking about robotic horses, it's so ridiculous that it allows you to go into realms of emotion maybe that you wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I ever thought it was. I never
sound
found
like
it
an asshole.
I never found it ridiculous. I don't think I ever found it ridiculous as much as I found it sort of fantastic, I guess, is the way I would
and
that's
that
and I mean, which in a sense fantasy is ridiculous. I mean,
but it allows you to explore something that's human.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Tolkien or whatever, like there was stuff, if he'd just written some kind of historical war reenact, I don't even know when Tolkien was really alive, but say the
40s,
the Napoleonic Wars or something.
Sure, why not?
He was born in, he wrote
Napoleon.
in the 40s. He wrote in the 40s.
Yes.
Yeah, so First World War obviously would be a better choice than the Napoleonic Wars.
Or maybe he was very fascinated with Napoleon.
Maybe. But I think I've just said that because I'm the book that I'm working on now seems to somehow focus on the Napoleonic Wars more than it should. Or at least the section I'm working on. But yeah, that if he'd just written a thing about World War I, may not have been as interesting and let him get into sort of the truths that he wanted to.
Right.
There's something more compelling about showing the story or showing the emotion rather than just saying it or telling people about it.
Somebody once said to me, "Show me, don't tell me."
Yeah, that's right. I think
it sticks in my head all the time. It might have been Rush.
Exactly right.
Rush.
I think it was Tom Cruise.
Was it?
Yeah.
When we were hanging out the other night.
Are you?
No,
You guys
show
are
me.
Hollywood
It might have been
now?
show me the money.
Are you required by law to mention Canadian bands in interviews? I know that there's a lot of.
You busted me, didn't you? I was about to mention the Rheostatics as well.
Who did you name?
Rush. You are in fact Canadian.
Yes.
No, we're not. But you are required by law in Canada to play a certain number of Canadian bands per hour. So I feel I might as well get on the.
I was just teasing you about.
On the Canada theme, the last time you guys played here, you actually had a hockey lyric in one of your songs, which I never ever heard, or thought it was something about a hat trick.
Yes, we were.
I thought
Oh,
that
we
was
did a
hockey
cover.
reference.
Oh yeah, we did a cover of the
Oh, is that-
Rheostatics.
What we were doing was playing Handsome Man.
Oh,
and
right.
The
And-
verse in the
yes.
middle of Handsome
Right.
Man at that point was directly lifted from the Rheostatics,
Yeah, we-
which now isn't. the
Okay.
same.
That song was there's a song that's on the new record called "Don't You Believe the Words of Handsome Man,"
Yep.
and it at the time when we played Boston last time, it was really just starting to grow, and we ended up with this bridge part that didn't really have any lyrics, so I sang this lyrics from this band, the Rheostatics, who are really awesome, yeah, that's funny.
I didn't know
It's
it was a
funny that you
cover.
remember
We haven't.
Well,
He
the
filmed
song's
it,
not really
so
a cover,
it's there for posterity.
It's not really
Yeah.
a cover, and it's not like the same exact melody or anything, but those
Lifted it
words.
first,
A little,
words of-
little
I
tribute,
thought-
a little
yeah.
tribute.
Yes,
if you
there
will.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
and
sounds great.
And then that's all actually changed, except for we left the very first.
Father raged like a soldier.
Father raged like
is
a
the
soldier
only
is the only
line
part
that
we
remains
left.
Okay.
from-
And then we added other things, other references to Gordon Lightfoot and I don't know, other Canadian bands. What were they?
Helix.
there is a Gordon Lightfoot reference in there now too, but
Any
I
Helix
think the
from
Sun
Canada?
Parlor players
Yeah.
are in there. And
yeah,
Wow.
Elliot Brood.
Tom Cochran.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Can I ask you a little bit about the I'm an Excellent Steel Horse video?
Sure. You said that so serious. I thought you were going to ask me something. Can I ask
no,
you?
it's not
I've heard
a-
these
The current
rumors
political
about-
situation in the Philippines.
No,
No comment.
I think the video is very interesting in the same sort of sense, and I'm interpreting it in my own way, which probably has nothing to do with what
Yeah.
was intended. But I liked that the images were on a televisions. You know that it's not, it wasn't. You didn't try to build like a robotic horse or something like that to do it. I like the idea that it was sort of illustrated as something unreal, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the way I would put it.
Well, the idea came that the guy who directed that, Mike Juno, was a friend of ours. He's been to a lot of shows and sort of taped performances and things like that, and actually worked with him on the first two videos that we did for the record.
For the new record? Is that
No,
what you
for
said?
the
Oh,
last record.
Yeah, okay.
But he had done a thesis project sort of thing for his art degree that was called The Last Man on Earth, I think, and it was this thing that an installation. So it was actually the real TVs and stuff, and all pieces of a man, him. And it looks really creepy because he had taken out most of the body and most of the legs, so they're just like little feet coming out of these things, and it was all sort of sped up, so he was kind of freaking out. And I was like, that it was supposed to be like in the future when there are no human beings left. What will the human being in a museum look like?
Right.
And I felt like that was a nice way to represent what we were doing. So I went to him and said, like, can we modify this somehow to be about horses? So we went and filmed all these different horses in different places and tried to recreate them with that, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we've run long over the appropriate time here, but that's okay. We'll make it work. But is there anything else you want to tell everybody about before I let you enjoy yourselves before the show?
I don't know. I don't just
Any other news that's?
No, I mean the new record's pretty big news for us right now.
That is definitely big
so,
news.
I mean that'll be our news for the next little bit, I think.
Yeah. Any where are you headed for the rest of this tour? In case people
It's
see
just a couple weeks in the States. We're going down to like New York, Washington, Philadelphia, Chicago, a
Midwest,
little bit
I
of
think,
Midwest
on
and
this.
stuff.
Midwest.
And then
Okay.
home and doing our home CD release,
Yeah.
which we haven't done yet.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you both for taking the time to talk to me here, and
Pleasure.
I look forward to hearing you play tonight.
Cool,
So,
thanks.
Right on. Thanks
all right,
very much.
bye-bye.